Let me know when we're live. Perfect. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ontario Soccer Center here on this beautiful Saturday morning for the boys under 14 MilkUP Ontario Cup between Glen Shields Juventus FC and Kitchener TFC. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Martin Ohms. I'll be giving you the lowdown of what's going to be an exciting 80 minutes to be played here on the Ontario Soccer Center as we are underway. It'll be Kitchener TFC in the all gray, going from your right to your left on your screens at home. And then the white and black is Glen Shields and Juventus FC, going from your left to your right. We'll introduce these two teams and more information about them as the game progresses. But we got an early possession coming forward for Kitchener as Grebe is coming in down the left side. Grebe's going to try and see if he can cut in towards that center. He gets tripped up. The referee's going to allow it as there's going to be a shot there from Vedinas. And that one's going to go wide and goal for a goal kick. New this year, the dairy farmers of Ontario, representing Ontario's 3,400 plus dairy producers and their families, to join Ontario Soccer as a premier partner and the exclusive title partner of the MilkUP Ontario Cup. This collaboration with Ontario Soccer will bring positive outcomes to youth sports across the province. Keep your eyes on OntarioSoccer.net, where the deserving 2022 MilkUP future leaders will be announced soon. On the goal kick here from Glen Shields as it goes into the near side of the field for Amoeko. He's going to try to put it in towards the middle field, and we've got a good battle going out there as Ananeko is going to try and see if he can win it. As Amoeko is able to now try to settle it again here for Glen Shields. Amoeko inside, finds it in towards Noronha. Noronha gets it up towards Melee, and Melee's going to sprint this one out wide to Douglas. Douglas trying to fight for it. He is able to win it back as Melee is going to get knocked down, but he's going to keep trying to find under his feet. Finally, Kitchener will be able to poke it away as a Safa is going to get it out towards the right side as Nunez is going to play down his men on the wing. Good battle there as it goes out for throw-in as we'll introduce this Kitchener TFC squad currently sitting in second place in the WRSL with a record of 11 wins, 2 draws, and a single loss. They're coached by Andrew Work. Team in front of them will be Damian Nunez, Samson Petagi, Simon Hernandez, Andrew Radisic, Christopher Work, Simon Hawley, Xavier DeSimas, Daniel Vedenas, Caleb Asfaha, Jaden Chan, Gavin Mello Machado, Miguel Ramirez, Anil Michael, Artem Almazi, Milan Harakovic, Dimitri Grieve. Goalkeepers are Noah Lankusk and Henrik Lepp. They defeated Branton 4-1, Caledon 2-1, Union FC 6-0, Milton Magic 4-1. In the quarterfinals, they defeated Norval Croatia 3-0 and a tight 1-0 victory over Dixie. Got them towards this MilkUP Ontario Cup final. As Nunez here, we'll get another chance on the throw-in. That's going to bounce around, and DeSimas is trying to find that ball under his feet, and it finally gets cleared away from him by Wardak. Wardak will be able to win his team a throw-in. This team here for Glen Shields sitting in first place in the York Region Soccer League with a record of 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. They'll be coached by Marco Bonfilio. The black and white will be led by Ryan Webb in goal. This lineup will probably be Gabriel Lordic-Pans, Benjamin Brock, Keel Math Lube, Farud Tommy Massimo Louis, Rashawn Noronha, Michael Katruin, Marcus Douglas, Julius Sabo, Sebastian Ananeko, Anthony Meliota, Isa Terra Long, Gabriel Wardak, Gabriel Latea, Noah Amoako, Christopher Mele, and Giovanni Cristiano. They defeated the York Jets 3-0 before advancing to beat Cherry Ridge 6-0. Continued on with a 3-0 victory over Ottawa City and a quarterfinal victory over Kleinberg. Got them to face Pro Stars FC in the semifinals, which they dispatched 5-1 to get to this MilkUP Ontario Cup final on their end. So not much of a challenge so far for them, Glenshills, but they're going to have their hands full against this Kitchener TFC squad. Continue with the possession so far in the Glenshills half. There's Douglas for Glenshills trying to pass it up towards Melee. Melee's on a run here, getting over in time, and Melee will collide with the player. Referee says play on, and Lankowski will be able to find the ball under his legs, and there'll be a free kick as Melee kicked that ball out of Lankowski's hands for a free kick, but great hustle coming in from Christopher Melee. He's their leading goal scorer so far in the season, 10 goals so far this season, showcasing why there, as him and Tommy went shoulder to shoulder. Tommy went down, and Melee never gave up on the play and had a good opportunity onto the Kitchener goal. Asfaha trying to play it down the line. There's Grebe. He can't find his man, and will be booted up the field by Mathloop. Good little passing sequence going on there, but this ball is going to roll all the way towards the waiting Lankowski in goal from Neronia. Great support here this morning here in Vaughan, Ontario, as both fans have brought drum sounds. They're bringing all the noise here for what should be an exciting boys under 14 final of our first of 4 matches here today. As we get a ball towards this right side, Amarco tries to see if he can get it across as it gets cleared aside, but it's going to still bounce around on the edge of that penalty area as both teams fight to get control of it. As finally picking up on this ball will be Almazi, and Almazi will be able to get to around midfield as Melee will be offside, back for a free kick. The referees for this match are Garen Gudigan. The assistant referees will be Daniel Giannotti and Eric Nussbaum, and the fourth official is Hassan Mahmoud Khan. Amarco trying to control that one in the air. It's going to bounce over his head, and Tommy will put in towards the middle of the field. Nice little touch there from Vedenas, trying to see if he can set on his couple players onto a run. But again, it gets cleared up high in the air. Both these two teams are just getting familiar with the turf here, trying to get control. As right now, it's just a back and forth type of game, but we got a good through ball coming in here. Douglas trying to break through on the left side. He puts a nice centering pass, but nobody's out there on the other side, as that one's going to go right across the goalie area now for a goal kick. But good counterattack pressure coming out there from the Glenshills and Juventus FC. As they're rocking right now a 4-3-3 formation, it looks like, with the 3 in the center and the 2 attacking wingers right now, with the lone player top being Melee. But it looks like they've just swapped it momentarily. Amoako now on that lead striker role. So trying to see if they can put Kitchener on their heels a little bit by constantly mixing up their players. Lord Capans will go back towards his keeper, as this is going to be a dangerous pass here, but not able to get to in time. It was Grebe, and good heads up from Glenshills to play it back to the defense once again. Vedenas finds Almazi. Nunez back inside for Almazi. That pass will go behind him. That's going to get picked up here by Mathloop. Good dispossession play there from Almazi as he continues to win it for Kitchener as they try to continue to get this ball up the field towards their attacking players. As Hafa, Vedenas, and Ramirez, their 3 top goal scorers with 10 apiece for them, and Ramirez with 8. So a 3-headed attack will be key there for this Kitchener TFC squad. Both these 2 teams as well. Not many goals against this whole season. So this first goal will be all important here in this MilkUP Ontario Cup final. Latea back inside, a little bit of a push there. Referee allows play to continue here for Almazi. He's going to shoulder with Neronia, and he'll hit it right towards the waiting Ananeko, who will hit it up the field. Got a player down on the field for Glenshills. I believe that's number 19, Gabriel Latea. And we'll have to see if he requires medical attention. As we'll be playing 2 halves of 40 minutes, this game does remain tied after those 40 minutes. We go straight towards kicks from the penalty spot. And the injured player, let's say, is going to hobble himself towards the sidelines here. And coming into the game will be Benjamin Brock. He'll replace the injured Glenn Shields player. Play will be resumed here with the drop ball, and we are back in the action. We're getting close towards the opening 10 minutes here. It's been a blistering pace so far in this boys under 14 final. Again, both these two teams know how to score goals, have been on the attacking force all season long. It's going to be a battle of the Titans, and really, it's going to be a battle of the defense as Webb is able to find that one in the air. And he's going to get an early boot up the field. Amoeko is able to pick this one up as he's trying to get it off towards Melee, but it goes over his head and out for throwing. Tommy looking for options. No one is really opening it up, but from what I see, that means exactly that. A nice and long throw there, Tommy, as no one was providing the short options. Kind of gives it towards the opponents and team. Okay, he's got a long throw. Let's move back. Melly gets shouldered off the ball by Grebe, and Grebe's going to first time this ball up the line, but that kick will go out of play before it can get towards Asfaha. Wardak got the throw here. He's going to get himself a second opportunity here off this throw-in. High boot in the air. This one's going to roll its way out. It's just going to be watched its way out. And finally, Matthew will leave it towards his teammate. Check that as Massimo Louis, who's coming in at right back. So I guess it was the last second change here from the coaching staff, as originally Wardak was supposed to be starting in this position. But it's going to be Louis here on the throw, right towards Hernandez. And Hernandez is going to boot this one up right towards Webb. And he's going to try and roll this one out and allow Glennshield to go on a quick play up the field. Good sliding challenge from Nunez, gets a nice round of applause from the fans here, as they're going to continue with that battle on the far side of the field. As DeSimas leaves it for Nunez, but Nunez can't go any further as this ball is going to get put right back towards Kitchener's half. That long throw here of Hernandez over to take this one once again. Hernandez down the line. Louis will get to that ball first as Fajas trying to win the second ball. Went for a bit of a high boot there, but the leg didn't raise fully, so he kind of inched forward, and the referee giving him a heads up after that play, telling him keep an eye on that, don't let it happen. But it does go well here for Kitchener throwing. Following this match here, we'll be having the girls under 15 final and then the boys under 15 final. And the women's final will be finishing the action here this evening as the play still continues here, as picking up that ball and winning a free kick for his team will be Ramirez. As Kitchener will be moving up the field as they try to get this one quick with Vedanas. He was eyeing it, but he's going to instead leave this one here for Hernandez to take. And so ball down the line for Grebe. Grebe's trying to break in. There's a left-footed cross cleared away by Matthew on the second opportunity, but the ball's still loose for Asfaha. Doesn't get much onto that one, however. And Webb will be able to come across and pick up that ball. But Asfaha getting close there, finding that loose ball just on that edge of the goal area. Good boot up the field And it's going to allow for the attackers now for Glenn Shields to try to pick up to it, but Hernandez will get himself in the way as Kitchener continues to try to go the other way here with Grebe. Louis does well inserting himself, but a good slang challenge responded to by Vedenas. Here's Douglas now for Glenn Shields. He's going to try and play towards the middle of the field for Melee, but getting into that one was Pustegay. Check that, that's Hernandez, and Hernandez will win his team a free kick. Hernandez right now just seems to be all over the place on this defense side. The left back constantly seeing himself shift over towards the center backs to help out his teammates. And he does so there once again and wins his team the kick as Melee there. He's going to get himself a warning here from the referee. Toronto FC is the official founding premier partner of Ontario Soccer, as well as the co-presenting partner of its Talented Pathway. Their commitment to the game in Ontario is unrivaled. Visit torontofc.com for tickets and more. Looks like we're going to be having a substitution here for the next opportunity here for Glenn Shields on their throw-in. As Nunez going to put this one to the middle, as Vedenas can't control that one, and Mathup doesn't get much of a clearance into that as this ball continues to bounce its way towards the near side of the field for Grebe to be able to settle. Hernandez, Vedenas, back to Grebe. Hernandez gets dispossessed there by Marco, and he's going to try and see if he can leave this one for Melee to move up, but hustling to get back in position was Grebe, and Grebe will be able to sell this one up the field for Kitchener. His third ball can't find anything. As Lord Capan's now going to try to put up the middle. He takes a slip though onto the turf, and Kitchener's going to try to go quickly the other way. But Ramirez couldn't get on the end of that pass. And Lord Capan's will do the smart thing and just hit it out of play for throwing. Him and Wardak working on through on that left side of the field. Nunez's throw goes on the edge of that penalty area. And Glenn just trying to clear this one away. Vedenas will be able to pick this ball up. He'll hit this one back towards Hernandez, who tries the first time pass towards Grebe, and Louis finally will clear this one out of play for another throw, but still can't make their substitution yet. Is Glenn Shields until they get themselves a throw in. In the YRSL this season, this Glen Shields team, Melee did lead the table with 10 goals, but just behind them, Petruhin and Douglas found them both with 6 goals apiece. And Monaco, we've been seeing a lot of stuff from this first half, 4 goals himself this season as well. Grebe trying to play this one for Nesfaha. Might get a piece of this one. He does. This could be a dangerous one. This is on the edges. Webb will punch that one, but he hits it right towards Grebe. Grebe tries a shot. That gets blocked. Then that's a second opportunity. Headed away by Lord Capans. Still continue here. And finally, Noronha is able to clear it out of danger, as that was a good attack in front by the Kitchener team. Just couldn't trouble Webb, though, too much. Amwako now the other way. He's going to lead it back towards his midfield as Douglas. Noronha, but good hustle coming back from Ramirez. Dropping from his forward position to try to win it back for Kitchener, but Glenn Shields continues with this on the left side with Mellon. Mellon's going to try from distance. But I got a little bit too much on that one as he fires it over the goal for a goal kick. As finally, Glenn Shields will be able to make that substitution, as coming out of the game will be Louis. And Farud Hatami will come into the game here now. And the right back for Louis for Glenn Shields. Ball trying to play it up towards this Faha, but right away, Tommy making his first impression. Tommy again blocking that through ball. Came in with clear instructions. Don't let that ball get through. And he's doing so once again here as he gets his first touches onto the field. Ward up for Douglas. Nice sliding challenge though from Nunez. Up again through, but Brock will shoulder his player away and win his team to throw in. Kitchener fans trying to stick and win a free kick there. Not much onto that one, however. And play still continues as Matthew will hit this one high in the air. This can be dangerous as under a lot of pressure is Pustahegi. And he's forced to clear that one aside under that pressure from Melee. As this can be a deep throwing in for Glen Shields as they're going to wait for the players to move up the field to take it. So we get close to halfway through this first half. This boys under 14 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. No score so far between Kitchener TFC and Glenshield's Juventus FC. Nunes takes a stumble trying to get to that one, and Lord Fans will hit it all the way back towards Mathalu. They'll switch it towards this near side for Hitami. Noronha, he avoids that sliding challenge. But finally, Hernandez will be able to get to that one first as Asfaha are going shoulder to shoulder. And it looks like Ramirez might be offside here. Yes, he would have. But good goalkeeping regardless. Coming out of his goal to shut that one down is Glenn Shields as it would have been called back for an offside. Check that in goal number 22. That's Cristiano. So Cristiano doing a great job coming out of his goal to be able to get onto that one. As it looks like Glen Shields are going to make a couple of substitutions here shortly. Again, we apologize here for the Glen Shields fans tuning in. It's a little difficult here with the black and white with the gold numbers on the back. We're doing our best here, though. As a couple of players are coming in, as Michael Petruhin is one of the players coming in. He plays Amoako. And number 11, Julius Zabo is into the game. So Zabo is in for Ananeko, and Amoako are out. As we're gonna, looks like we're gonna be taking a little breather here for a water break. Says we're halfway through this first half. Just a quick water break here with the high temperatures. If it's your first time tuning in, the MilkUP Ontario Cup is the provincial soccer championship for the LTPD Soccer for Life stream, and it's the largest club competition of its kind in Canada. As one of the oldest and most prestigious amateur sporting events in the country, the Ontario Cup was first staged in 1901 and has operated continuously since, with the exception of the World War II period and during the global pandemic in 2020. The MilkUP Ontario Cup 2022 marks its 106th year of the competition and celebrates the arrival of Dairy Farmers of Ontario, the marketing group representing Ontario dairy farmers and the largest sector of Ontario agriculture as the newest title partner. The Ontario Cup has reclaimed its pre-pandemic glory in 2022 as the 106th edition of this Soccer for Life competition has played out safely across the province with thousands of participants. After an amazing summer of competition, the MilkUP Ontario Cup finals are now set, as what began with nearly 500 teams has been whittled down to the last 28 here, with each vying for Ontario Cup glory over the next two September weekend. So, of course, this is day one of day 4 of action here. Lots of action to come out here at the Ontario Soccer Center. So make sure to stay tuned in for all the fun action that's to be had here in Vaughan, Ontario. Ready to resume play here with the Glen Shields throwing. as it will be Hatami. Try to throw it into Malabai. He'll hit off the head of Hernandez, and they'll be their first corner kick of the game for Glen Shields. We'll see if they can make any magic happen here with this set piece opportunity, as they are lined up right now in a straight line on that far post. So it's going to be up to Kitchener. It looks to be playing zonal in that goal area, but man-to-man on the rest of the area. This one's going to be dangerous, but Hernandez won't be able to poke this one aside. I think it was just one of those plays for the Kitchener defense that I think they thought Lankowski would come and get it, or the defender was going to come get it. They all kind of looked at each other and realized, no, you're going to get it. No, you're going to get it, because he had no pressure. And that one almost bounced right to the foot of Mello. And Mele, though, couldn't react fast enough. And Hernandez finally did first, and he's able to kick that ball aside. Zabo making for his first contribution into the game. Is this possessed, though, by Hernandez? Again, very impressed so far in this first half by Simon Hernandez. Done a great job there. Done majority of the action, as we have a good battle going on this near side between Ramirez and the defender, MilkUP. And it'll find its way out for a UV throw. A little bit of push there by Ramirez. Will get called by the referee. And MilkUP is telling this player, get up the field here for this free kick. High dude up right towards the head of Pusagay, as this one's going to continue to get put right into the waiting hands of Lankowski, who will settle this ball down. Trying to get the slow clap going. I think the Glen Shields fans, there's some pressure here, and Melly does well to get onto that one. Lankowski will be able to get to that second ball, and he's going to throw this one out towards this right side, just over the head, though, of DeSemus. And goes out for a throw, and but right away, Christopher Melly being a little bit of a nuisance on the back line, almost getting to that opportunity, as Melo Machado wasn't able to get to that one in the air. Pasahegi trying to clear it away. He can't get clearance, but he's going to get his teammate there to try to jump in and get the ball. They're not able to get it either, as Mele continues with the possession. Leaves it for Zabo. Zabo still dancing with the ball. Zabo. He's getting himself around 2 or 3 players here. Is Zabo, and he's finally able to get his pass off. Mele tried to drag it back, but it just hits off of his back ankle, and he's not able to continue that pressure. But Julie Zabo doing a good job there, as Kitchener is going to see if they can go the other way on this near side of the field. I'll switch it quickly, as DeSemus now with it. Plays it up the line for Ramirez, but shifting over there will be Lord Capans, and he'll be able to clear it aside to shut down that Kitchener counterattack. There are 10 games so far in the YRSL. Glen Shields only 5 goals against all season, then 2 goals against all Ontario Cup journey. So, like we were saying earlier, this first goal is going to be very important if Kitchener can get it. It might be a bit of a rare sight for this Glen Shields team to be behind. Dennis gets bodied off the ball and trying to go quickly up through the middle of the field towards Melee was Glen Shields, but they weren't able to get that through ball by, as DeSemus now goes in on that right side of the field. Vetenas back inside for Grebe. Grebe does well. He gets by the defender. He's going to try and drive with the shot, but Cristiano, with some good hands, is able to step towards his left and make the catch. Truin, newly put on substitute, takes a stumble there, colliding with Hernandez. He looks towards the referee. The referee says there's nothing there. As action still continues here, as Matruin puts it back towards the middle field for Noronha. But high pressure there from Ramirez. He almost was able to poke that ball away. Noronha plays a little 1-2 with Douglas, but there's a Melo Machado pushing that ball forward, and the second ball is going to get onto the run of Ramirez, and Lord Capan's taking no chances, just going to clear this one out for a throw-in. Oh, players are battling for that ball into the air. Finally bounces its way out for another throw, and it's trying to throw this one in quickly. Doesn't see anything going just yet. Bit of a blob going in right now on the edge of the penalty area, but Ramirez will be able to come out with it. He gets a pass. There's a shot. I'm not sure if Cristiano got a touch under that one. He says, no, no, no. And the referee agrees with him as that one just rolled his way by the goal for a goal kick. The Canadian Premier League, on behalf of its Ontario-based member clubs, Forge FC, York United FC, and Atletico Ottawa, are now premier partners of Ontario Soccer and co-presenting partners of the Talented Pathway. For updates and more information, please go to canpl.ca. That is the Canadian Premier League, as Lankowski in goal here for Kitchener is going to settle this ball and look for somebody to roll this ball out to, but no one's giving him the option, so he's forced to drop kick this one up. This ball's going to continue to bounce around, and here comes Chan with it. He just came on the field to Chan for Asfaha as they try to play a little 1-2 and get it up towards Ramirez, but that gets blocked down. There's Brock. For Douglas. And Douglas, nice move from him as he gets around a couple defenders, but getting back would be Nunez. Quick touches, though, there from Marcus Douglas gets some excitement from the crowd. There's Chan. He's able to pick up this ball. Athlete can't get it off of him, and Cristiano's calling for this one. He came out of his ball, but Lord Capan's going away from his goalkeeper, saying, I didn't feel too comfortable with this one. I'm not going to wait for it. I'm just going to clear this one aside. That's good heads up play, though. I like that from Lord Capan's. He looked, okay, saw his goalkeeper is going, saw the attacker as we get a chance the other way, but Zappa can't get the first touch with it. He's able to retrieve it now in the corner as he looks for some help from the white and black, but no one will be able to get there, and he'll go out for a goal kick. But I was saying, I like that play where he shielded, looked back to the attacker, saw how close he was, saw where his goalie recognized, okay, I don't want to put some danger here and shield this one too much, and just played it aside and made sure that they stopped that oncoming pressure. Just under 8 minutes plus stoppage time left to go here in this opening half. No score in this boys under 14 MilkUP Ontario Cup final between Kitchener TFC and Glen Shields Juventus FC so far. Our first of 4 games of the day. As Tommy almost lost that one in his hands, but it does go up here for a Kitchener throw-in. There's Hernandez with that long throw, and Glen Shields coaching staff are screaming, long throw, get back, but no one was able to get to Ramirez in time as he was able to get onto the end of this throw-in. Ramirez off towards Greed. Greed colliding with a player there, and he's going to get some help with Matthew. Will clear it away continuously down the line and out for throw-in. But a nice little sneaky player Miguel Ramirez has been. Not the tallest of frame, but he's found himself in the right position, and he's pushy enough He's trying to win the ball constantly for his team. Chan can't retrieve that pass, as there is Hernandez once again flying his way in to shut down any possession for Glen Shields. Miller trying to switch it towards Jabal. And Grieve will be able to come back, and he'll play a low 1-2 to get himself some space as Grieve. Nice eyes as he's able to find Chan. Ramirez has a little miscommunication there between Petruin and Hitami, but Petruin will slide in and hit that one right towards the Kitchener player as the possession continues now for Kitchener TFC. Brock finally able to find that ball as he brings it towards the near side, but Hernandez hits this one right back high in the air. It's been a lot of high balls played so far. A lot of good battles utilizing the head so far in this first half. As Almazi tried to force his way through the middle, no success right there. As now Nunez is just going to clear this one out for Glenshield's thrown, as Kitchener's going to try and see if they can make themselves a substitution here. As I see Milan Harakovic getting ready to come into the game for Kitchener TFC. As we got an injured player in the back line for Glen Shields. And it might actually be the substitute. I think that might be Brock. He came on as a substitute after an early injury for Latea. So Brock will be coming off the field after that injury and coming back onto the field to be special to Nanko. So Nanko is back into the game, and Brock is out here for Glen Shields as a double substitution is coming up here for Kitchener TFC on their next opportunity. As Kitchener does well, and here comes a run coming in through the middle, as it's not going to be spread out here for Greed. An overlap run trying to get played in there by Almazi, but gets poked away before they can play it. As Petruhin, though, loses the ball under his feet. Hernandez can't find his pass, so he'll give this one right back to Anenko. Anenko, Petruhin. His pass is too strong for Neronia, and he's forced to go back towards his defense. Atano. Jabo. Good passing right now coming in from Juventus. And as soon as I say that, they hit it right towards the center back, Usagay. As Grieve tries to run this one up the other way. Matthew shifts over and tries to play this one down the line, and it's going to bounce off the foot of Ramirez last. And Kitchener's not happy with that call. And it'll be Glenshield's throw in, so they still can't make those substitutions yet, is Kitchener. And finally, I'll be headed out here, and here comes those substitutions that's coming into the game for Kitchener TFC. Be it Milan Harakovic and number 9, Simon Hawley. Dimitri Grieb and Xavier DeSimas coming out of the game, so a change on the wingers for Kitchener TFC. It looks like Chan has shifted over now towards the left wing. As Ramirez will be joined by Harakovic up top. Harakovic trying to win that one, but it gets hit up the field by Lord Capans. And now here comes the speed up Melee the other way. Melee trying to drive his way through Pusahegi. And Pusahegi will be able to clear this one aside, but that's going to be a huge battle. Melee, very strong player up top. And they're going to have to keep up with the pace there as those center backs. As Hernandez, though, the left back so far, has done his job, constantly shifting over to help out his team should they need to get onto that one, as there he is once again trying to get to that one. little fancy back heel as Hernandez finally on the second opportunity hits it up the field. Matthew sliding his body around on that backline to not allow that ball through. And this is going to continue here as Douglas. He's got some good footwork, does Douglas, as he's going to continue with this ball as he switches it to Zabel, but Zabel is cutting inside. And that ball will skip right past him and out for a goal kick. Ontario Soccer values fair play, and we share this common passion with our partners from Respect and Sport, the leading e-learning platform for the prevention of bullying, abuse, harassment, and discrimination. Learn more about their programs and start your Respect education journey today at respectgroupinc.com. Ramirez trying to play that one up towards Marakovic, and Lord Pence will hit this one all the way back towards Cristiano in goal. Mazi, nice little spin move from him, but didn't seem to do much there as Holly will continue it on the sideline as we look towards the fourth official here for the added time. So 3 minutes of stoppage time has been added here, and here comes that foot race once again. And Pusahegi does his job constantly just getting himself in way of the ball. So Melee, though he had probably more speed on that attack, Pusahegi just did his way and positioned himself in the right spots to allow Melee not to be able to get to that ball. Not much action here for referee Garrett Kudigan. He's had a couple fouls here, but relatively clean game so far here between these two teams. But I imagine as we get towards the second half hours, we get a chance there. The shot goes over the net from Douglas. I think as soon as the intensity starts to rise in the second half, I think the play will start to pick up its intensity as we get ready for this goal kick. Pusahegi getting us to take it, and I like that Hernandez yelling towards Pusahegi, yelling, "Hey, you could still play it inside the box." So he just Pusahegi said, "Oh yeah," so he just ran into the side, and Lankowski played the touch towards him, so they can get that little bit of extra few meters up the field. Kitchener fans, bring the drums and cowbells, trying to make some noise here for this final attack here for Kitchener TFC. As they get themselves another opportunity to throw in here for Hernandez. Venenas hits this one high in the air, and Ramirez can't control it. This Holly, though, will be the man to be able to pick up this ball. Nunez down towards the right side. Almazi. Almazi, he's driving his way through, trying to play across, and they'll get blocked. There'll be a late corner kick for Kitchener TFC. So the difference here is we saw a man-to-man marking system for Kitchener TFC off the corner. Zonal marking here for Glenchos Juventus. As they're all the players from Kitchener are just set up on the edge of that penalty area. This one's going to go towards the near post and cleared away by Ananenko. And there is the halftime whistle in this boys under 14 MilkUP Ontario Cup final. As we're going to go into the break here, it is Kitchener TFC 0. Glenchos Juventus FC 0. We're gonna have a brief little break here as we allow the players to get some water here. Don't go anywhere, folks. Second half action. coming up next. Ontario Soccer is pleased to welcome SportCheck, Canada's largest sports retailer, as its official sporting goods retail partner. Both partners share the goal of inspiring Ontarians to live healthy, active lifestyles by making sport and activity more fun, approachable, and inclusive. With a vast assortment of apparel and equipment and the very best athletic brands in the world, SportCheck strives to help athletes and enthusiasts of all levels succeed. Find what moves you at sportchecker.ca. Pretty even first half between these two teams. It's had a couple of chances going each way, but nothing really threatening the goalkeepers as of yet. But like I was saying at the beginning of the game, this game really had the making of whoever gets that first goal will win this game. We'll have to see. Will this continue here in this next 40 minutes of play? And a reminder, if this game does remain tied after 80 minutes, we go straight towards kicks from the penalty mark, which neither of these two teams had the experience of having so far yet in this Ontario Cup journey as we are back underway with the second half of play. Seeing right now, Caleb Esfaha, he's back on the field as the striker for Kitchener. We're going to see if him and Milan Hrakovic, who stayed on the field, Hrakovic and Esfaha are now the strikers for Kitchener. Trying to see if there's any noticeable changes right now on the Glenshield side, but seeing majority of the same players as Esfaha is going to get his hands onto this through ball. Find some support, and they try to play a cross in. A little bit of danger there, but Lurk Bands is able to find it as he'll hit this one first time up the field, which Mele is trying to win to it, but he can't get any further as Nunez hits it up towards Hollow. Holly's pass gets intercepted by Petruhin, and his pass though goes right behind Douglas. As it doesn't work out for them, does it? Glenshields. Look like that one hit the hand, and the referee agrees as a unlucky bounce there for Zabel. Bounces off his arm and for a free kick as the ball was still rolling here. The ball was still rolling there, so the kick will have to be retaken. Nunez. Nice little dummy there for Holly, but wrecking that one as well was Wardak. And Wardak is going to let this one roll all the way out for throwing. Nunez header goes out for a goal kick. As we give you a reminder, how these two teams have made it here on this journey. Kitchener TFC playing out of the Western Region Soccer League with a record of 11 wins, 2 draws, and just a single loss. They defeated Brampton Soccer Club 4-1 before defeating Caledon in a close 2-1 game. Union FC was no match, as either was Milton Magic, as they defeated Norval Croatia 3-0 in the quarterfinals. A 1-0 squeaker against Dixie got them here towards this MilkUP Ontario Cup final. Going against the Glenshields squad, who defeated York Jets and Cherry Beach to get things going. They got through Ottawa City and Kleinberg with then an emphatic 5-1 victory over Pro Stars FC, the League One Ontario youth squad, to get here towards this final, as the crowd is starting to make some noise here, trying to get themselves into it here. See if they can urge their team towards a goal. As Petruhin tried to head that one along, as getting back in here is Douglas. We've seen some nice footwork from him, and he's going to try so do once again. Douglas gets through 3 players there. Brilliant footwork, though. But it's just one of those players when you get through 1 or 2 players. But here comes Mele. Mele gets on the end of this one, but he doesn't get much on the shot as he shoots it right towards Lankowski in goal. There's a little bit of excitement there for Glenshill's Juventus, and it all started from that fancy footwork from Marcus Douglas getting the crowd hyped, and then Mele getting his feet on the ends of that through ball. Just couldn't get on the other end of that shot. A little bit of a dangerous back pass here by Cristiano. Nice composure from the goalkeeper. Didn't panic under the circumstances and just took that extra touch to get that away from Esfaha. Nice challenge there from Hernandez. As it continues the low 1-2. Getting a foot there is Louis. He's back on the field. The Kitchener will be able to pick up this ball as they try to move this ball as Almazi finds Holly. Holly try to play it up towards Almazi, and then ball will take a deflection. Almazi goes shoulder shot. He takes a shot. He goes in. What a strike from Martin Almazi. Finds it into the back netting. And Kitchener TFC got the opening goal as the through ball there from Simon Hawley takes deflection. A hard shoulder-to-shoulder challenge between Almazi and the defender. And Almazi wins that one and fires a screamer over the hands of Cristiano. And it's Kitchener TFC 1, Glen Shields Juventus FC 0. And just seeing the effects of that one as we see some substitutions going here for both teams. Right after the goal, re-entering the game, Dimitri Grebe for Kitchener. And it looks like a change in formation right now, or it looks like Wardak is coming out. It looks like he's holding his shoulder there. So after that shoulder-to-shoulder battle, Wardak with Almazi. Wardak is still holding on to his left shoulder, and he's getting off the field, and Kurut Hatami will re-enter the game for Glen Shields. So a couple injuries so far. They lost Latea early. Brock had to come off for an injury, and now Wardak. That's 3 players they have lost over the course of the game. But there is Brock. He's back on the field, though. So that's an encouraging sight to see as well. As Kitchener is going to try another attack the other way, but Svaha's pass blows him behind Harakovic. 2 strikers were not on the same page there. Just trying to slow down this play here as Glen Shields. We've seen some momentum from these 2 teams shift back and forth. Got that opening goal, so we're going to probably see this game just open up as Glen Shields tries to push for this tying goal, and that's going to force both teams to really spread out their midfield. As Douglas gets through 2 players. Douglas tries to play it up, and there he is once again. If I had to pick a player of the game so far, it's got to be number 6, Simon Hernandez. Once again, the left back comes all the way over across the field and shuts down that Glen Shields attack. He's just everywhere on that defensive line. And there he is once again, but he heads it into a little bit of a dangerous area. Marco tries to play this one in, finds Melly. Melly spins away, but can't pull the trigger. Jumbo might get an opportunity. He's not able to do so. And it'll bounce off of the foot of Jumbo last and out for a goal kick. As here comes another substitution here for Kitchener. Neil Michael making his first appearance. Michael will be coming in for Harakovic. As this play will resume here with Nunez. Michael with his first touch as they try to send a through ball in towards Grebe. Can't make its way through as this ball continues to go back and forward. As Nunez finally will be able to bring this one down. Glen Shields fans trying once again, get the slow clap going, see if they can get themselves some noise here. So they can urge their team towards this tying goal as Nunez is taking his time to throw this one in. Finds Michael. Douglas picking this ball up quickly, trying to get it up towards Melly. Headed aside here now. Glenshaw's starting to move up the field with the throw-ins. Brown getting told to move back. So that ball is going to continue to bounce around and a backheel pass there from Melee, and Douglas tries the first time on the shot. It's not going to trouble the goalkeeper. Nunez not happy with himself right there. Didn't get a good touch from that one. As it goes out here for another throw in. As I expected the pace of the game to pick up a little bit, but Kitchener's just calming it down, not allowing it. And it's always one of the most interesting things. You score a goal, your emotions get high, then you allow the other team to get right back at you. Kitchener TFC doing a great job right now, shutting things down, slowing the pace down, not letting Glen Shields get that momentum, get any excitement, get any movement to get themselves towards this tying goal right now. Hernandez and Melee going in the air for it. And Bedenas will be able to hit this one off the field. As now Louis is going to send this one to some open space. Who's going to get to this one? It'll be Amaku. He tries to cross and is blocked there by Hernandez. And it's a corner kick for Glen Shields. But just under half an hour left to go here. This is the type of opportunity here for Glen Shields Juventus. As you can see, it's a mix of man marking and zonal for Kitchener TFC on this corner kick. It's a high looping one. Glen Shields will be able to get to this one first, but they won't be able to head it towards goal. But this ball continues to slowly roll its way towards the corner, and it won't go all the way out, so Kitchener will be forced to play it. Brock does well, shielding his player away, but his pass goes right towards the Kitchener player, and now they launch a counterattack the other way. Pusahegi, the center back, tried to play it towards Michael on that right side. Couldn't get it over the defender, but they still continue here. Asfaha. Pusahegi. There's a cross there. It's going to be offside, though, going against Michael. Now be coming back here for a free kick as two more substitutions are coming up here shortly for Kitchener TFC. Looks like one more player, Anenko, ready to re-enter the game here for Glenshaw's in the next opportunity. Greed. Nice jumping header there from Lord Japan's blocking that through ball. And there comes a long shot from distance from Warwick, but that's going to go right into the waiting hands of Cristiano in goal. Shall we bring back in Miguel Ramirez and Andrew Radicic? And the two strikers will be coming off as Spaha and Michael come out. Radicic sandwiched with Ramirez. Louis, this one is the middle of the field, and Melo Machado is going to move this one all the way down the field. Reminder, following this game, we have 3 more exciting games on the rest of your day here. Following this will be the girls under 14 MilkUP Ontario final between London Alliance FC and Mustangs again in Brampton. Blacko trying to use his speed to drive his way through on the corner. And that's it's going to be a free kick as Blacko got knocked down after I saw why. So free kick right on the blind on touchline for Valencia. It's a bit of an opposite angle here for the goalkeeper always. So it's one of those you normally want to have at least one player setting close the wall. But it's a discussion between one or two players in this type of situation. It looks like they're going to win two. They don't ask for the space. This one towards the near post, but no one was able to go on to it. It's always a tricky one. Don't ask for space. Yeah, you can kick it whenever you like. And the ball wasn't even set yet. So they dropped that one to the near post, but it looked like the Glen Shields players weren't even ready for that free kick either. And that one was supposed to be grab for Lankowski. Tommy tried an overhead kick, and now Grieve is trying to force his way through on the sidelines and coming all the way over with local hands. Will knock this side for a throw in deep in his own half. There's Ramirez trying to backheel that pass, but right there is Brock, and he's going to get it as far as Mel Machado, who tried to put that one right back in, but no one in gray is there. It's going to roll its way right towards Cristiano. Take this one with a big boot up the field. The Ronian is pass taken through Hernandez, and Oric will get himself knocked off the ball. Peggy. He'll be able to finally play this one aside for throw windows. Here comes that one substitution we mentioned. And then that goal moved back into the game here for Glenn Shoots. Benjamin Brock exiting. Number 30, Sebastian. So it's going to be a discussion for Shields as the clock still gets to go on. When is that time? Probably around the 65 or 70 minutes where you start taking off the defender, putting an extra attacker, putting everything forward. It's time to put the players hurry up here to start back into play. Hernandez, big boot up the field. Nobody in sight though, and Cristiano will have time. But you've seen he's got that large drop kick, and he's trying to take this one quickly, but it goes right towards Grebe. That ball though, runs the way towards the middle. It's going to get picked up here by Jabu. LA's battling for that ball, but a good spin move there from Busavegi, and he's able to shut down that damage. Throwing here for Glenn Shields right by the corner flag. And they got to be bringing everybody towards this corner. Now by one, Artem Almazi got the all-important goal here. The 45th minute, which separates these two teams right now. This boys under 14 final. They do win themselves a corner kick off the throw, and everybody's urging themselves quickly to get themselves into position for this one. That one's going to go to the near post, headed aside by Vendas. They're still trying to find the second ball. It's still loose. And finally, Ramirez will be able to find that one, and he'll clear it away from danger. Good turn there. Now Marco. He plays it towards Nanko. Nanko. The left side shot there from Hatami will get blocked. Gonna go for a throw in. Will Glen Shields use this opportunity to make this throw in? Wait for their next opportunity. Looks like they're gonna wait. Check that. It's a went for a kick. Not throw in. My apologies. Here comes the corner kick. Was that near post? Was just getting to it. That was Noronha. Just couldn't direct that one onto goal. But the chances are starting to come here for Glen Shields as Michael Petruin is coming back into the game. And there's that discussion. I was wondering, when are they going to start to switch that formation? And Hatami he's going to be the player coming off here. So that's a defender and a forward coming on. Xavier DeSimas will come into the game for Warwick as well. So an extra player on top for Glen Shields. They're starting to make that move with 20 minutes left to go here. They know they got to get that goal. So let's see if this extra attack will help them out as Petruin. He's instantly onto the attack. Going shoulder to shoulder. And Kusahegi will be able to come out with that one as he cleared aside for a throw-in. Long throw. It's going to continue to bounce around. That one, you'd never want to see that ball bounce once in that penalty area, but bounce twice. Very scary stuff, but nobody in black and white was able to get to that one. Here's Douglas. Anenko. Naronia. Anenko once again. Truin. Vermellen. Fakes this once. Fakes it twice. That takes a deflection, and it will go for a corner kick. It hits off the head of one of the defenders. And a good chance there for Chris Vermellen. Thank you to Ontario's soccer partner Soccer Express for their first-class support. As Canada's premier soccer apparel and equipment dealer, Soccer Express has everything you need to take your game to the next level. Visit soccerx.com to check out the latest gear from Adidas, Nike, Puma, Admiral, and more. Let's Soccer Express. Here comes that corner kick. This is going to be dangerous. As the leading striker, Christopher Melee, who was able to head that one home. And it's now 1-1 in this MilkUP Ontario Cup final between Glen Shields Juventus FC and Kitchener TFC. And it's that striker, Christopher Melee, ties it up off the corner kick. And it's just a high looping cross. Such a dangerous ball going in towards that back corner. And it just goes over the goalie's head. And just an opening header there for Melee to be able to put it home. And he does the job. Their leading goal scorer comes in clutch when they needed it most. And we'll go in towards the water break here, folks, with the score at 1-1. And that's a very, very different talk happening out here in this water break right now. As we had a talk here, probably it's one of those where you kind of just want to rip up the notes you just developed. With Hub International Insurance Brokers presenting our broadcast, we have a partner today to support us as we prepare for tomorrow, and who will help us protect what matters most when we get there. Because the truth is, Tomorrow is a gift. Hub wants us to be ready for it. Find out more at hubinternational.com. Christopher. So again, like, what's going to be happening here is a very, very thrilling 15 minutes for something to happen here on the field, folks. So don't go anywhere. Blanchard's put on that extra attacker and it proved dividends within 2-3 minutes. So I see right away Tommy, he's getting back onto the field now. So they're going to return themselves to their original formation as Glenn Shields. So they made the substitution during the water break. Didn't see who was the player coming off, but let you know in a few seconds as Kitchener will be bringing back Chris Warwick. He's going to be replacing Dimitri Karib. And for Hurd, so Hurd, Tommy back in the game at left back. And then looking on the Glenn Shields side. I believe Truitt didn't come off the field, so he did his job. Helped his team get the goals. Truitt came off. Tommy back on. And we restart play here after this water break with the game knotted up at once. There's the goal scorer. It's Mellon. And it's going to be a good battle. And Marcos gets around the defender. He tries a shot. And Laikowski, though, will be able to step to his right and make the grab. And this is the danger. Teams are always most vulnerable after scoring a goal both ways. As Glenshire is trying to continue this momentum and see if they can get themselves a second. Sahegi. Up for Ramirez. Taken away hit by him by Zabo and Naronia trying to play this one up. Mellick. So I love seeing not giving up on it. He does well. He keeps it in play. The rest of his team, though, didn't follow up on that run. That's going to allow enough time for Melo Machado to clear cycling. Instead of a goal kick, Glenn just gets himself a throw in. That's just that extra effort being put in here for this final. Nunez with the diving header as another corner kick. Douglas across that one in on the first opportunity. Get that goal. He's coming in towards this corner again. Referee coming over to have a word with this assistant referee. Maybe talk about time, additional time or something. It was a quick conversation, but we get up for another corner kick. Can they go do it again here off the set piece? Near post continues to bounce in as Almazi missed it. The header on that near post and it bounced all the way through out the other side. And for Tommy, though, takes a slip, but it still continues. Anenko finds his way through a couple of players, but his pass goes right towards Warwick. And Warwick will be able to hit it up towards Chan. There comes Chan. He's getting some speed, and it looks like one of the Glenshire players lost a shin pad off this hustle. There's Warwick. Switches it over. That's that ghost score, Almazi, but a sliding challenge from MilkUP is able to shut it down. Now Melee the other way. His first opportunity gets blocked and collides his Melee with Hernandez, and Hernandez holding his face there. As he'll lead his way towards a kick for Kitchener. As Tommy uses this extra time to grab his shin pad he lost running down the field. Looks like we saw maybe a little bit of arguments happening afterwards. So after scoring that goal, the first player to enter the book there will be Christopher Mellon. So he picked up a yellow card there. So Mellon picks up a yellow card at the 68. As Melo Machado plays this one out wide. Seems Trying to touch it in towards Ramirez, but jumping his way through his mouth. Louis does well, avoids that try to pass it in to Blanco. That one slides under his foot and clearing it out of the stadium will be Bednas, who's coming back to support. It goes for a throw in on that far side of the field. Sports Engine is the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer and the leading provider of sport relationship management software for youth and amateur sport. Check out sportsengine.com/solutions to see how they can help keep your club running in stride on and off the pitch this season. Louis is down on the turf, but the place to continue here as Chan is going to try to put on the Jets here and try to hustle his way through. But there's Lord Pants clearing that one aside as he shuts down that Kitchener attack. Work on the throw. And I'm always watching that. Anytime that ball gets thrown at Ramirez, he got away. He's getting away with a couple of these, but he's getting a full out shove onto the defenders anytime that ball is in the air. Got to keep an eye on that. Does the referees, well, as well, the defender's got to be expecting that because if he gets away with it, he gets himself that separation. Hernandez. Bednas. Seamus. Back towards Bednas. Gets around Louis. Does Bednas, who's going to put his way forward as he tries to get onto Ramirez, but Ramirez can't reach that ball in time as it throws its way out for a goal kick. As here comes another substitution here for Glenn Shields. But Truin, hey, he was the spark. He got themselves when he got subbed on. Got themselves towards that goal. He's going to be put right back in for Jabo. And it looks like Moako will be dropping back in towards the midfield. And Truin will go into a striker position now for Glenn Shields. Nunez gets it right towards the head of Noronha. And Nunez will give himself a second opportunity to throw this one in. And if all the games are like this today, we're going to have a thrilling day of action here at the Ontario Soccer Center. So make sure to tune in. It's the first of 4 games of the day. Chan hits it towards the middle of the field. Nobody there, and this ball will find its way all the way back towards Hernandez, who plays it smartly towards the Siemens. Good switch there, finds Work. Work on the cross. Headed away by Nathu, but it's a opportunity. Noronha can't clear it away as Bednas picks this one up. Bednas trying to chip it forward towards Ramirez, but can't find his man, and Cristiano will be able to pick this one up as he moves this one first time up the field towards the melee. But there's Hernandez once again. Sherwood trying to get his way through a couple players, hits off his shin pad last. So Pitcher gets himself throwing. Let's take a look at towards the clock. 7 minutes plus stoppage time. So that if you count the water break, about 10 minutes left to go here, folks. And this boys under 14 MilkUP Ontario final between Kitchener TFC and Glen Shields Juventus FC. 1-1 is the score line. Artem Almazi got the scoring here early in the second half, giving themselves a lead. Christopher Melly responded off the corner kick to make this one equal at ones. Hernandez winning that battle with Melly. But DeSemis's pass goes right towards the foot of Petruin. And Douglas can't get onto that one. He's got to have to slow down and run back towards it. It's a great hustle coming in from Almazi. Wins it right back for Kitchener. Shannon Ramirez. Shannon, a little bit of a shove there, gets through that one, and Almazi is going to continue his run. Here comes Almazi, but nice job there from Louis. Gets down low to shut down that run from Almazi. As Amoako and Almazi close shoulder to shoulder. And I believe it's going to be a free kick in favor of Glenfields. Almazi there getting a talk to the referee. Very similar in how he scored that goal, that quick, hard shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. As they're running towards the ball, looks like the referee called this one. Truitt finds this ball. But Chan will pick it up for Kitchener. Benas trying to run forward, and he gets it shut down. Tommy's ball high in the air. As coming over there is a Melo Machado. He shuts down that incoming push from Douglas. As Work does well to keep this one in play. Here comes Ramirez. Ramirez trying to play that through ball in for Chan. It got read there by the center backs, but Kitchener continues with it. Almazi. DeSemis. Ramirez trying to first time it up towards Chan. It's a clear side by Louis, and it goes for the throw in as here comes substitution here for Kitchener TFC's Caleb Spaha comes back into the game. Soon, another deserving team will engrave their name into Ontario Cup history and receive their medals and hoist the beautiful Ontario Cup trophy created by Nothers, the award store. For more than 50 years, Nothers, the award store, has been a leading supplier of awards and recognition products across Ontario, offering complete assistance from program concept planning all the way to product delivery. See how they can help your organization at nothers.com. Triple change here for Kitchener TFC. Re-enter the game is Anil Michael. As Fahaz into the game, as well as number 29, Dimitri Reed. Dimitri Reed. So a triple change here. Again, as we start to get towards these ender stages of the game, you start to think on the bench, okay, who are the players who want to take the kicks? Who are the players who feel comfortable enough to take penalty kicks? So you got to make sure they're on the field before that final whistle. Catcher getting himself to throw in on the first side with Hernandez. It looked like the Kitchener players had a little bit of a miscommunication, and 4 players went off, 3 players went on, so they're currently actually down to 1 player. As Faha is going to get called for the foul, much to his displeasure. So Simon Hawley will come back into the game for Kitchener TFC. Hernandez was looking before he threw it in. That's what led to the delay. They realized, hey, I'm down 1 player here. And the bench on the Kitchener side looked towards him and wondered, wait, who shouldn't be here? Who is here? And Holly right away got off the bench and said, I'm going on. Valley kicking that ball against the fence in frustration again. He's on the yellow card. So he's got to be a little bit careful here. He's got to keep his emotions under check for his final few minutes. It looks like this is a triple change upcoming here for Glenfield's Juventus. As here comes Grieve battling with the Tommy, and Tommy will clear the side. So Glen Shields can't make their change just yet. But we have an injured player behind the field to play right now. I think that's Michael Petruhin who's down the field. He's holding, looks like the calf. And we Julian Jabo coming into the game. So Jabo replaces the injured Truin. As they try to make some last second changes out here on the field. Does Glen Shields pitcher will throw this ball right back in as they try to figure out their formation. They're not going to wait for them. As here's Almazi. Can't get through Neronia. There is Mele. He avoids that sliding challenge, and he gets around his defender. Mele chipping this one forward. And Marco on the chase, but there isn't Mele Machado. He'll be able to clear it to the sides. Won't go out of play, so that's going to continue here for Melo. It'll be 4 minutes of added time left to go here from the fourth official. So 4 minutes of added time as we reach the 80. This tied game. Athlete, the center back, he gets it poked away from him. And Michael finds that ball. He's going to send it in towards Grebe. Here comes Kitchener onto a run. Good call there from Venenas saying, I'm open, switch it. He tries a shot, though, and it gets blocked by Mathu. And here comes now Glen Shields the other way, but Moaco can't control that one. And we got an injured player going down. I think that's Venenas. He goes down the field, and Moaco and Mel Machado brings him down. And if it's just a foul here, I'm a little surprised here if Melo Machado doesn't pick up a yellow card after that one. So he might have got himself away with one there. Does Melo Machado not picking up a yellow card? As a referee will take an attention towards the injured Kitchener player now down on the field. And he's asking for assistance from the training staff as you have another Glen Shields player. Again, Glen Shields still haven't been able to make their substitutions. So it might be an opportunity here for Glen Shields wondering, okay, I got to get a couple players who want to sub off. Tell them to just go down just so we can get the players we want to get on. So coming in is Anthony Meliota. So Meliota making his first appearance of the game as the fourth official and the referee are having some words here with one another as they still, does the training staff take a look at the injured player, Venenas. Looks like they're looking at his ankle. And Venenas will be able to get onto his feet, which is always a good sight to see, but it doesn't look like he can put much weight onto his ankle. And I think Daniel Venenas is probably going to be one of those surefire 5 takers for Kitchener CFC. So a big loss right before these penalty kicks. So wait for a second for him to walk off the field. It does Venenas. Can't put much weight onto his ankle as going back to the game will be Miguel Ramirez. And play will be resumed here with this free kick opportunity here for Glen Shields. And Kitchener bench is not happy right now. They're yelling right now, saying Ramirez didn't even get an opportunity to run into the field before that free kick was taken. As here comes another substitution here, as Benjamin Brock will come on here. He'll replace a Tommy, so a defensive player coming off for a midfielder. So Brock probably will come into a defensive position for this final minute, as he's more likely to take a penalty kick. Play will be resumed here as they both coaching staffs again. That intensity going up here. And Kitchener, though, will get one more chance here with Ramirez. Ramirez collides into Matthew. Referee allows play to continue. Ramirez trying to continue his footwork through, but all the Glen Shields players are back. They'll clear it as far as Michael tries a shot. And it gets headed aside by an ankle. And finally, Brock will clear this one aside. Midfielders now playing left back. Let's get that one aside forward, throwing. Probably in the final moments here before penalties. He's throwing from Grieve. Calling for a handball as the Kitchener bench. The referee says nothing, though. Fourth official calming down to the Kitchener bench. Didn't look like as many peels, though, from the Kitchener players, though. So it looked like probably more the angle from the Kitchener bench side. As there'll be a Glen Shields throwing. As there goes the full-time whistle. And this boys under 14 MilkUP Ontario Cup final is going to come down towards kicks from the penalty mark. It's going to be 5 shooters apiece for both teams. And if it's not decided, you continue 1 versus 1 sudden death until we have a victor. So we had a few players who picked up some injuries in those last few minutes. A lot of injuries, actually, in those final few minutes. More tactical, maybe not. I think, obviously, Vedanas, going off that ankle injury, definitely one of those players that expected Kitchener to be taking a kick. Glen Shields, I know, wanted to make a few substitutions in those last few minutes, and they were able to make them in those final few moments. Captains, please, captains. That's going to be coming up here. Are the captains decide who wants to shoot first and who wants to shoot second? I'm always a person. I want to shoot first, and I think studies have shown there's a slight advantage towards shooters shooting first in the shootout. You always know, okay, if you don't get it, you still have an opportunity. But some people like to know what the pressure is, what they have to do when they go up to kick. So we're gonna have to see if we can listen in and see here. Looks like we're going to be going towards the goal on the right. So it looks like we're going to be going towards the goal on the right, and Glen Shields had the choice of shooting first or second. I didn't see if they chose to go first or second from McHale and Blue, if he said first or second. And a little final huddle here for Kitchener TFC. So a little final cheer here for Glen Shields to try to get one last push here. picks of the penalty mark. And it's one of those situations you come together as a team and you did everything you could in those 80 plus minutes. There's a couple of late moments, like players like Anthony Meliota came in on the last minute, didn't get much playing time. So it's always a discussion as well when you put on a fresh legs who didn't really get themselves into the game. Well, there might be one of your better shooters. Will they feel a little bit rusty because they haven't really taken any kicks during the game? And it looks like Glenn Shields chose to go second. Interesting. Very interesting. And coming up first for will be Kitchener. It's going to be Dimitri Grebe coming up first. As the referee gives a final warning towards both goalkeepers. Let them know what's expected of them. As Grebe will face off against Giovanni Cristiano first. And Grebe saying as Cristiano gets the right hands to steer that one aside. As it was a bottom right kick. That was enough. Advantage Glenn Shields. And it'll be Massimo Louis. First kick taker for Glenn Shields. And Louis, this is the goal! He tried to go almost the same spot as Grebe, but just goes on the other side of the post. And it's back to 0-0 after the first shooters. We got a little bit of a pause there as a lot of the fans very excited for penalty kicks. We have to make sure that not disrupting the play. Got to make sure that they're getting away the goal. That's going to be the center back, Samson Ustahegi. Ustahegi, nicely taken. It's the side netting. Even though Cristiano guesses the right way, it's just the placement and the power were perfect right there. Really no chance for Cristiano there. Julius Zabo. And it's Julius Zabo going up here. See if he can tie this one right back up. And he puts it to the side. As Lankowski, I think he was expected down the middle or just got caught on standing on the wrong foot. He tried to adjust himself in the last second and just couldn't shift the pressure on his feet to go to the other direction. So after two shooters, it is 1-1. Comes to Simon Hernandez. Like I said, if I had to give a player of the game, it would have to go towards Hernandez. He played brilliantly in the back line for Kitchener. And Hernandez saves. Cristiano. Unbelievable. He's got all three in the correct direction. But it's just one of those shots when you hit it around that medium height. That's a very comfortable height for a goalkeeper to make a save on. And being able to dive towards that right on that to the height doesn't require much as long as you get that right direction if you're a goalkeeper. So since it's on medium height, did it up there. Advantage, Glenn Shields. I believe this is Douglas. Douglas, and just puts it in as Lankowski goes the wrong direction. 2-1, Glenn Shields. Coming up here will be an Neil Michael now for Kitchener TFC. Really needs to put this one in for Kitchener to have an opportunity. And Michael, nicely just under the crossbar. That's a tough one. It's always tough when you put in that much height onto a boot. You can easily get a little bit too much under and fired it over the goal. Michael with a great penalty there. All right, here comes Meliota. So this is the one I was a little bit on the fence of, just even though he's probably normally one of your normal penalty kick takers, didn't play much during this match. So a last minute substitution here for Glenn Shields. And his job is get on the field, score his penalty. And he confuses Stankowski enough. And it's 3-2 for Glenn Shields as we come down towards the final shooters. Caleb Asfaha has to score here as Meliota does his job. Asfaha must score to keep Kitchener alive. Short run up here. Asfaha waits for the goalie to make the first move and outweights the keeper and puts it into the bottom corner. A short run up, he knew exactly what he was doing, and it all comes down to this. It's the goal scorer, Christopher Mele, got that goal off the corner kick to tie this game back at 1. And it's all on his boot. Let's see if he can lead his team towards the cup. Mele. Keeper and your MilkUP Ontario Cup champions are Glenn Shields Juventus FC. As Mele just put it above the outstretched hands of Noah Lankowski after a thrilling 1-1 draw, it's Glenn Shields who take home the cup. Congratulations go out to both teams on an amazing journey, a long journey to get here towards this cup final. But it will be Glenn Shields who takes home the cup at the end of the day after a crazy 4-3 penalty victory. Thank you again as well to our proud partners for today's events. Special recognition goes to our premier partners from Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We're presenting the MilkUP Ontario Cup. Dairy Farmers of Ontario proudly support youth soccer while driving awareness of the benefits of milk and a healthy and active lifestyle to help young athletes realize their untapped potential. We are also extending our gratitude towards our broadcast partners, Hub International Insurance Brokers, our premier partners, Toronto FC and the CPL, our community partners from SportCheck, as well as Respect and Support, Soccer X, Sports Engine, and others, the award store. I'd like to thank everybody who's tuned in for this broadcast. Don't forget, coming up next will be the girls under 15 final, the boys under 15 final following that, and then the women's final, which will round out our day here. As love the respect being shown right now, the teams are making sure they give congrats to both sides as we await the trophy presentations on both ends. But again, this has been Martin Owens here on the commentary. I'd like to thank everyone who's tuned in for this broadcast. as we get the final handshakes here. I'd like to thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.